Jesus Christ went about this way. After the mother Mary had been engaged to Joseph, it was discovered before they came together that she was pregnant by the Holy Spirit. So her husband Joseph, being a righteous man, and not wanting to disgrace her publicly, he decided to divorce her privately. And after he had considered these things, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because what has been conceived in her is by the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. Now all this took place to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord to the prophet. See, the virgin will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and they will name him Emmanuel, which is translated, God with us. When Joseph got up from sleeping, he did as the Lord's angel had commanded him. He married her, but did not know her intimately until she gave birth to a son, and they named him Jesus.
It all makes sense to me now, but then it was just a tangled mess and a tidal wave of emotions. My parents had arranged for me to marry her a long time ago. As time went on and I got to know her, I really got to see Mary and know her, and I began to see her as more than just their choice for me. I really was growing to love and appreciate her for so many reasons. She was such a special woman. She had such a deep faith in God. She had a peace and calm about her that was just to be admired by everybody. The little things, they didn't bother her at all. The big things, she just took those in stride. She had an inner strength that, to me, could only have come from Jehovah himself. I had thought a lot about spending our lives together, and Mary and I had talked about it quite often. We had talked about, God willing, and in his time, that we would like to start a family of our own. We would raise our children to know and serve Jehovah, following his law. We would also teach them to love him with all of their heart, mind, soul, and strength. Then, one day, everything changed. Now, that day, everything went crazy. Mary came to me and said, I have something to tell you, but I think you should sit down. As I sat down, I said, okay, not knowing what to expect. She looked at me and said, I'm going to have a baby. A baby? What? Are you kidding me? I was so furious. I wanted to explode with anger. I was almost in tears. I just wanted to run away. Mary, pregnant? How could you do this to me, to her family? And who is this other guy? I had never seen her even look at another person. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But somehow, God gave me the strength to keep listening and not blow up at her. She went on with this weird story that the child was from God and that the Holy Spirit had made her pregnant. How could she say something like this, blaming God for this? How gullible did she really think I was? And yet, I still loved her. I didn't want to hurt her, even though her story was hurting me so deeply. I decided to keep my thoughts to myself and just divorce her quietly. I wasn't going to press the issue, even though I did have the right to have her stoned to death. Now, this isn't the end of the story, though. One night, an angel came to me in a dream. Yes, it was a dream, but this was no typical dream. This dream felt so much more real than any other dream I've had before. I came to realize that the angel was real, and God was speaking to me through this angel. Angel said to me, Joseph,
Don't be afraid. The child in Mary's womb is from God. The angel said to me, you'll name the baby Jesus, and he will deliver the people of this world from their sins. And he is the promised Messiah. I just thought to myself, why us? And why now? Why like this? How was I ever going to get anybody to believe me? I knew then, and I knew now, even though I have my doubts, that people would believe. Now, I knew Mary was special, but I didn't think she was this special. To think that out of all the women in the world, she was chosen to bear the Son of God. The angel called Jesus by another name, Emmanuel, which means God with us. God with Mary and myself and everybody in this world. Wow, I couldn't even imagine. I just couldn't think how that would be. Then I thought to myself, what was I going to do? How would Jesus be like growing up? Would I be able to teach him anything? And how could I be God's dad? That seemed quite impossible. I don't have any plans at this point anymore, and I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that I will trust in Jehovah and take the future as it comes. God, please just guide us and let your will be done in our lives, Lord. Thank you for this most precious